All right, October 14th. So I'm just going to do the Success Club recognition, and then we're going to jump into this. So far this month, as of yesterday, these are the coaches that have hit Success Club 5 and above. So with 5 points, we have Lee Morira. With 6 points, we have Denise Brown, Antonia Calandra, Shannon Kaler, Donnie Imez, Kim Williams, Joe Wagner, Emily Bachlet, Andrea Wallace, and Pete Reilman. With 7, we have Trip Knowles. With 8, we have Danny Mullen. Also with 8, we have Morgan Brakenbury, Jessica Plachon, Crystal Ladeau, Megan Smiley, Mary Beth Darling. With 9, we have Eddie Cristofano. And with 10, with Success Club 10, we got Lori Sanderson and Caroline Nathan. And with 12, we have Amy Reelman. Okay, so Amy and I went to the leadership retreat this past week. It was Wednesday through Saturday. And I think it was probably like kind of the top. I think you had to be a 5-star diamond and above, and you had to have a certain amount of elite points during the year. And I think there was probably about 250 coaches that got invited. So it was pretty cool to be around those top 250 coaches that are really have the rank, and we're doing a lot this year as well because they had the elite points from the current year. So it was really cool to be around that kind of company. So what Amy and I were going to do, we're kind of share like a little bit of our experience, some things we learned. But we also wanted to talk about our experience because we know that this is something that some of you guys want to shoot for next year. So we're going to share not just some of the facts and the things we learned, but some of the experience as well, because, a lot of times that's the most important thing, not so much the things you learn in the meeting, but the connections you make with some of the other people that are invited to that kind of event. So we're going to start off with just kind of going over some of our notes. And then we got a little bit of like a little slideshow with some of the pictures that were taken from the retreat and some of the slides that we saw that we thought we wanted to share with you guys. And then maybe at the end, if we have time, I do have a few videos I want to share and we can watch short ones. And then if we have time at the end, we can do some questions. I'm in Austin, Texas right now. I got my Chris. I'm staying with Chris. Chris is over here. What's up, bro? What's up? All right. So Amy, are you on here?
Yeah. And I'll be in Austin tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Party. Team Boom headquarters is in Austin this weekend. If anyone else wants to come down and hang out with us, we're going to have a good time. Yeah. Yeah. He's pretty big here. He could fit like a couple more people. He's got a big couch.
More the merrier.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, Amy, you want to kick it off?
Yeah. This was my first like real leadership event that I earned myself, but I snuck in 2 years ago with Pat and all of them when they went. So I feel like for me, the big thing of like, obviously I didn't like earn that one, but my mindset this time was completely different. And I think the way that they conducted the whole leadership event was a lot different as well. I feel like when you go to Summit and, even the retreat and stuff, some things are just really overwhelming because it's like info. And even like when you're in the training groups and Super Saturdays and stuff, it's all this like info, and then you're just jotting down all these ideas, and then you go home and you're like so overwhelmed that you don't even know where to like begin. So that's how I felt after a lot of the events I've gone to. And this one, I really didn't feel like that. And you also go to these events and you're like, oh my gosh, that person's a 15-star diamond. They're making $1 million a year. And you just kind of like play the comparison game. Whereas at this event, I don't feel like it was like that because the theme of it mostly was obviously leadership and digging into that. But a lot of the top coaches shared their struggles. And it was kind of like, raise your hand if you've ever lost your rank. And like everyone in the room raised their hand. And just sharing like their day-to-day struggles. And, obviously on social media, not everyone's sharing their, mess all over the place and their, people saying no all the time and stuff. So you kind of see the highlight reel. So it was kind of cool to hear all of that. But we had some guest speakers, and I kind of broke it down into some different categories, but mostly the things that I took away from it were leadership struggles, how to be more confident, being true to yourself, and then how to be successful. So do you want me to just kind of start with each category, Pat, and then you can kind of chime in?
Yeah, we'll start with the leadership category.
Okay. So actually I did sneak into this first event because it was only for elite coaches for 2014. And I was like nervous the entire time. And Pat was like, it's fine. But anyway, so that was a really good guest speaker. He was like the CEO of some big company, but basically, I mean, it was kind of like John Maxwell, but he talked about how everything rises and falls on leadership, and how you think and what you do and how you deal with people and everything is, going to determine your success. And it's really hard to be successful in this business if you cannot develop leadership. If you can just sell challenge packs and recruit, you're not going to be that successful if you can't lead your coaches to, duplicate. And the number one, job of a leader is developing belief for yourself and belief for your coaches and your challengers and stuff. And like a big thing is you have to win in your head before you win in life. You have to take care of what goes on in that space between your ears, and you have to protect it. If your thinking is stinking, your team is shrinking. I really liked that thing that he said. And this was kind of cool because, you always feel like, oh my God, a coach canceled, like it's the last day of the month and I'm going to lose my rank or whatever. And he was like, when you feel like you're in a crisis, ask yourself, is anyone dead because of this crisis? If the answer is no, then you don't have a crisis. You just have a problem. You need to relax, see the positive, and embrace it. So I really liked that, and just like, stop stressing yourself over small things, especially things that you can't control. And then success doesn't come with a coupon. You have to earn it. A leader is needed when things are tough and challenging and people are full of doubt. You have to show up and get better and realize that this business in particular is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And life is going to turn on very small decisions. Big decisions you can see coming, but those little day-to-day small decisions determine your success. And the way that I looked at that was like, should I take a nap or should I invite? Do I want to watch the show instead of going in my room and following up with people? Those like small little decisions add up. And the moment they might not, watching a 30-minute show versus sitting and inviting quality people for 30 minutes may not seem like a huge deal right then, but it adds up. So and then another thing that he talked about was like one team, one dream, and your team comes first above yourself. Like the people that you surround yourself determine your success. So that was kind of what I took out of leadership from that seminar.
I like how he said, I think it'd be a good idea for a t-shirt, like little me, big team.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
The other thing I remember him saying was, if you got people, you got problems. And that's just how it is. So you just got to know that problems are part of it. And like you said, Amy, you got to win that battle between your ears. He said that as a leader, our job is to instill belief in others. And if we don't have belief in ourselves and we don't have belief in what we're doing as a coach, it's very hard to instill belief in others. So it starts with you and taking care of that space between your ears, number one. And the more you do that, the easier it is for you to help others take control of the space between their ears. And that's really what determines your success as a leader, is how well you deal with disappointment. Because we're all
I'm going to be on the call.
How well you deal with taking care of that space between your ears, and then also instilling that belief that you have, instilling that in others, and helping others believe in themselves by helping them understand how important it is to take care of that space between your ears. Because like Amy said, we're not like, this isn't rocket science. We're not like saving babies, really. Like we used to say that in accounting all the time when people would get upset about like having to hit a deadline. People were like, listen, like this is accounting, like we're not doing brain surgery here. Just relax. Everyone's going to go through these disappointments, but you got to learn to deal with that disappointment. How you deal with disappointment is really going to determine how you do with this business, because everybody in this business can do the vital behaviors when they feel like it. Successful coaches, the ones that are dealing and really taking care of that space between their ears, they do the vital behaviors on the days they don't really feel like it, because they're able to discipline that disappointment. And then they're able to teach that to their coaches too.
Yeah. I kind of already talked about the struggles. Just some of the top coaches got up and just kind of like broke down, and some of them started crying and just saying how, people might look at them as like these huge, successful 15-star diamond coaches, but they struggle every day too. They, lose their rank and have people quit and people say no. And, they have a lot of like pressure behind them as well. So it's not all just, success and they never hear no. Like a lot of them are just either like working harder, like, so they're having more success, but that means they also have more struggles. So I liked, just hearing them be real and breaking down. And I really liked Amy Silverman. I think I shared this in one of the groups, but she was doing really well, but she was just mimicking what other top coaches were doing. Like she even like dyed her hair blonde to like fit in with, I assume she was saying like Lindsay Matway and stuff. She didn't really say that, but she just was like mimicking everything they did. Like she would see them post something and she would just like recreate the exact same thing and post it. And she even said that like she got baptized because they were like, people were talking about like God and stuff. And she felt like to be successful, she had to do exactly what they did. And when she just was like, forget that, like I can be successful and be myself. And that's when her business like actually really skyrocketed and she felt true to herself. So just not mimicking what everyone does.
Oh, I liked that John Addison. So he was like, he was the first speaker at the Elite Day. He's the former CEO of Primerica, which is like one of the biggest network marketing companies. The other thing he said besides the space between your ears was, don't take yourself too seriously because no one else does. And when you do feel like down in the dumps or whatever, like give yourself the 3 ups: lighten up, grow up, and shut up. I thought that was good.
That was good. Let's see, what was the other thing? Oh, and then I really like this guy, Vito, talked about how to be more confident. And I shared this with some of my coaches, but like you simply have to decide to be more confident. You choose it. And something that he does and he talks to his coaches about is to go to their calendar and set an alarm for every single day at the exact same time. And just an alert that says, be more confident. And let it go off every single day at the same time. Like maybe, first thing in the morning at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. or whatever. Or even one of my coaches was like, I'm going to have that go off 3 times a day. So and even if it's not about being more confident, just having alert go off, that's something that can help you just to remind yourself. Like, I mean, one of the coaches was like feeling like she wasn't, I don't know. But anyway, she woke up one day and she was like, I am a rock star. So like, if you're feeling something, trade it for something positive that you can have an alarm go off every day. And then he said, like, a big thing is confidence hackers. We're all going to have people who, comment on your photos and say something negative or in person or whatever. So he just kind of asks himself, like, who are they to be giving me advice? Like, you have to figure out whose opinion you actually give weight to. If they're, if that person's on your level and your goals and everything, then yeah, maybe you should, give their opinion some weight. But if they, are negative and, they're not successful and they're, not someone that you even really want to be like, then don't take their opinion at all. And they're just confidence hackers is what he referred to them as.
I wrote that down too. I think a lot of times, like, the people that deter us and get us off track the most are like the people that might say something snarky to us or make us kind of feel like weird about what we're doing or like second guess what we're doing. But you just got to, like, whenever that happens, like, look at that person and think to yourself, is this someone that really wants to grow and wants to help other people grow? And if they're not that type of person, then who cares what they think? Because that's who you are. So don't listen to them. Their opinion doesn't matter because they're not on the same path that you are. So you just got to you got to ask yourself that whenever you hear someone say something like that to you. And most of the time, the people that are saying that, they're not the type of people that are on the same path as you. So it's not worth listening to them.
Yeah.
It's
another
amazing,
thing.
Like, you think that, like, this kind of stuff is like things you have to deal with as like a new coach. And, I look at it as like kind of a cool thing to know that like these coaches that are super successful have the same doubts and insecurities that like anybody else has, and they've been able to overcome them, but they're still dealing with them to a certain extent, but they've been able to overcome them and have a lot of success financially and impact a lot of lives, even though they still have some doubts and insecurities of their own. So it just goes to show you that like you don't have to be perfect to be successful with this thing. You know, you don't have to be the most confident 100% of the time to do this. Even the most successful coaches are dealing with comparing themselves to others and doubting themselves. You know, that was something they talked about so much. All these top coaches comparing themselves. You know, if you guys were at the retreat, Marissa Myers talked about that. She's an elite coach. She struggled with comparing herself to others. And I'm going to show a video I took. Like, it's just a waste of energy. You only have so much energy to put into whatever you want to do in life. And if you're wasting energy comparing yourself to others, that's never going to help you. You're just wasting the energy that you should be giving to the people that need it the most. And those are the people that you can be helping, not wasting that energy looking over left and right. Blinders, tunnel vision.
Yeah. This was the next topic that I kind of had down, was being true to yourself. You are where you are because of you and nobody else. When you enroll as a coach, you are your own boss and you're responsible for your success. Yes, you have, someone who enrolls you, like your sponsor or whatever, but they don't determine your success. It was crazy to me going to this event and talking with so many coaches and being like, oh, who's your sponsor? And they were like, oh, I don't have one. Like, my coach, quit, and their upline is an upline is so-and-so. Like, they haven't really reached out to me. I haven't connected with them or whatever. And they're still successful. So, I mean, we have this huge Team Boom force of all of us here. So that's like a ledge up for us. But just remembering that you are responsible for your own success. It's not based on your sponsor. And I mean, yeah, it is based on the people you bring in and stuff, but even if one person falls off, they're not going to determine your success. You can still get back up and find more people that are like you and want to do this and are, at your pace and everything. So obviously it sucks when someone quits or stops doing as much as they were originally, whatever, but they're not responsible for your success. You are.
Yeah. It's amazing, like, how many of those top coaches had no upline at all.
I know, it was insane to me. Like, everyone I talked to, they were like, oh, like, I was just like, what? Like, no one?
Yeah, it's incredible. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it's the reason, they didn't have a downline, so they took complete ownership of their business. They, took it on themselves to go out and learn how to build this business. And they didn't wait for people to give them the information. And because they went out and took the initiative to go learn themselves, they learned it much better, and they were able to teach it to their teams. That happened to me. Like, as soon as I decided I was going to start my own coach group and be a leader in that coach group and learn and create my own invite process and things like that, and take ownership, that's when our business took off. And we have a great team with all these amazing tools, but you still have to look at yourself as the CEO of your own business and take 100% ownership of your business and use the tools we have, but do the extra stuff to go out on YouTube and search top coach tips. Like, if you go on YouTube and search top Beachbody coach tips, you might learn some things from other top coaches outside of Team Boom that work better for you. So you are the CEO. Take 100% ownership. That was one thing that I noticed with a lot of these top coaches, where they didn't have an upline. And it really was part of the reason they were so successful, because it forced them to be their own boss, to take ownership 100% and not lean on their upline at all. Yeah.
And then another thing I really liked was, sit here right now and ask yourself, if your coaches did what you did today or every day, would they be moving their business forward? That was like a reality hit. It's like, if you're telling your coaches to do this or that, and you want your coaches to invite every day, are you inviting every day? You can't expect your coaches to invite every day if you're not inviting every day. You can't expect them to follow up weekly if you're not following up. You can't expect them to get on calls if you're not getting on calls. So just asking yourself, if what I did today, my coaches did, would they be moving their business forward?
Yeah.
I really liked that.
Yeah,
and then
we all know that like to build a successful business with this, you have to develop a couple leaders, one or two good leaders that want to do this with you. And then, if that's what your goal is, if you really do want to develop leaders, then that's a great question to ask yourself every day. If my coaches were doing what I'm doing today, would they be successful? And then also ask yourself, like, what kind of attributes do you want in your coaches? Like, do you want them to be consistent? Do you want them to show up every day?
Do you want them to complain?
Yeah.
Every time I catch myself complaining, I'm like, oh, this would be annoying if my coaches were complaining to me about this. So like, instead of complaining about it, and like Pat said, don't waste time comparing yourself to others. Don't waste time complaining about things. That's not gonna, get you further. Like, instead, figure out a way to overcome that or see the positive in it or whatever. So I feel like a lot of things on this event were like, just stop wasting time doing things that like getting in your own head, like comparing yourself to others, like complaining. Like Carl Deichler talked for like a half hour on, there's this 5-star group and a lot of the coaches in there complain. And he literally, not a lot, but a good amount, like with big voices in there complain. And he literally sat for like a half hour and was like, basically stop complaining. Like, that's not even going to move your business forward. If, the warehouse messes up on a Shakeology order and it's 3 weeks late, or like someone's cancels on accident or whatever, like just sitting and complaining about it, like isn't necessarily, gonna.
No, he said like it drives him crazy that there's mistakes. And I got some slides to show you on that.
Yeah.
He said, trust me on this thing. We are busting our ass to make sure that we're fixing the technical issues. We're fixing the customer representative issues. We're fixing the shipping inaccuracies. We are doing everything and paying a ton of money and hiring so many experts. We're going to get that stuff right. Let us do that. Don't waste your energy on complaining about that stuff. We're doing everything we can. It's valid for you to voice your opinions and voice the things that you think should be better. Like, that's valid. And he wants us to do that so that they know where they can, make the adjustments. But then once you voice that, let them take care of it. And they're going to do everything they can to fix it. And then put all your energy back into helping people.
Yeah. So I liked that. And even like Janelle Summers, this wasn't at that leadership specifically, but she was like, she doesn't understand when people get like so caught up on like one customer having a negative experience. She's like, you can't control, like, why focus so much energy on listening to negative comments when there's like a world of other people to help and stuff. So obviously, like, make things right as best you can, but don't focus so much on negative energy and let it like bring you down. And then just another thing was like, what am I doing that is working for me, and what am I doing that is not working for me? And just, being true to yourself and realizing what's not working for you and how you can fix it. And then, I don't know, that was kind of it for being true to yourself. I don't know if you have anything else, Pat.
Was that your last topic, last section?
Then the other one was how to be successful, which was really like easy. Just Danielle, I can't remember what her last name is now. It was Katz. But anyway, she was like, it's really easy to be successful in this business. Hit Success Club every month, convert them to coaches, teach them how to hit Success Club, and have for them to convert their Challenge Pack customers into coaches. And that's it.
Yeah.
So
it really, that's like, I mean, obviously easier said than done, but like,
yeah,
if you do that, you're going to be successful with this business. And obviously that comes with some obstacles, but how you handle those obstacles is going to determine your level of success. And that was a lot of that, what we talked about. How do you handle obstacles? Are you like taking care of that space between your ears? And then how do you help your coaches handle those obstacles? And just keep it simple for them. Because again, it's not rocket science. So there was like,
another thing was people don't buy the what, they buy the why. The other. Yeah. People aren't necessarily just buying 21 Day Fix. They're buying you as their mentor and building a business with you and whatnot. But
so then like one of the guest speakers was Susan O'Malley, who was the very first the very first woman to ever be the president of a major sports team. She's the president of the Washington Wizards, who used to be the Washington Bullets NBA basketball team. And she was hilarious. She was like this old school, like tough love Boston lady. I would guess she was probably about like 60 or so. And she had like, her parents had 7 rules for her and her, I think she was from like an Irish Catholic family. So she had like an insane amount of kids that were all 9 months and 1 day apart. She said her mom got like 1 day off after she gave birth. And then she had another kid like 9 months later for like, I think she said 6 years in a row. But her parents had these 7 rules for her kids, for their kids, and she used those 7 rules in business. So the first was make your bed every morning. And the reason for that is if you do one thing right in the morning, it starts to set a trend. You start to do the next thing right, and then the next thing right, and it creates this momentum the rest of the day. So if you do nothing, if you do nothing else right the rest of the day, at least you get to go home to a made bed. So start your day by making your bed was rule number 1.
And Pat was like, I never make my bed.
I'm going to start when I get home, I think. Well, the thing is I live in hotels, so like they make the bed for me, which is nice.
Pat, you weren't big on chores. You got to be honest.
Yeah, chores. What about that? Anyway, number 2, plan your work and work your plan. Plan your work and work your plan. Number 3, outwork everybody. You know, like again, like Amy said, hit Success Club, convert your customers to coaches that want to give that experience to others, and help your coaches hit Success Club. Simple business, but you just got to outwork everybody else. Show up every day. Show up every day. Number 4, set expectations for yourself and your team. You know, I think that's so important that we set expectations for our new coaches coming in. A lot of new coaches come in and they expect to hear yes every time they ask someone to join a challenge group. You got to set the expectation that you're going to hear no 90% of the time, and no's are a good thing, because when someone tells you no, you've put them on notice, you've planted a seed, and now they're going to watch everything you do. So you got to be consistent with your journey now on social media, because they're watching, even though they're not liking and commenting. And if you're doing those invites and you're getting those no's for like 3 or 4 months, and then that coach gets discouraged and quits, they've lost all that momentum and all those seeds they planted. So set the expectation for them to know that, like, get your no, plant the seed, be consistent with your own journey, and those people are going to come back around in 6 months. But if you plant those seeds and if they expect to get yeses right out of the gate and they get discouraged and they don't stay consistent, it was a waste of their time. So set those expectations for them. And when you mess up, make it right. If you do something out of the heat of the moment, emotional or whatever, and then you cool off and you look back and you realize you wouldn't have done it that way if you had to do it over, apologize and make it right. Do the right thing even when you're the only one that knows. So again, you are the only one you're the boss of your own company. You're the CEO. No one's going to really know if you're really doing your invites. No one's going to really know if you're doing your personal development. No one really knows if you're actually being proof of products work, working out every day. You got to take that upon yourself. You got to be your own boss. And even when no one knows what you're doing and no one's watching, are you doing the right things? Are you reading 10 pages every day, no matter if someone is watching you or not? Are you working out every day, drinking your Shakeology every day? Are you doing your invites and follow-ups every day when no one's watching? Number 7, you got to have fun, right? I think I use that word a lot, have fun. But that's what this business is all about. This is something that's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to be doing something that's making a difference, surrounding yourself with a bunch of fun people. And yeah, it's not all fun all the time, but if you surround yourself with the right people and you make this more about people versus points, and you focus on quality over quantity, and you surround yourself with your tribe and your peeps, it's going to be fun. But you're going to have to go through some of that discouragement to get there, but trust me, it's so worth it. And then number 8, people make the difference. I just kind of touched on that, but people make the difference. I think that's one thing. I remember one of the top coaches saying, she said, I got 2 words for you that are going to help you in this business: patience and people. Have patience with systems, have patience with the process of building this business, and put people first. Be patient and look at them as real people that you're going to help. If you do those two things, you're going to have a lot of success with this. So that was the guest speaker, Susan O'Malley. She was really good. She was hilarious. She had some funny jokes. Okay. So Amy, did you have a chance to share any photos to my Dropbox or no?
No.
All right. I'll just share the ones I got here. Can you guys see this? This photo? Can you see that, Amy, or no?
Yeah.
All right. I just have like a couple photos I pulled because they had like a photographer that went around and kind of just was taking a bunch of photos and then he put it up on the site. So this was like in the background is like San Diego. That was a pretty cool background at the hotel. This is one of the coaches we hung out with a lot, David Atkins. He was in the Hammer and Chisel test group, and that was his before and after photos. That comes out in December, so I'm gonna really like start to create a ton of buzz around this right now. With by posting on social media as much as I can, so that when it comes out in December, I'm gonna have a bunch of people like chomping at the bit to get on that. Here's Amy taking a selfie with Autumn in the background, and Marissa was taking a selfie as well, it looks like. Okay, so what's that, Amy?
Emily commented boobs.
Yeah, she's showing off her assets. Okay, so
paid good money for those.
Yeah, right. That might have been part of her why, So here's like some metrics they were talking about, some of like the service stuff. So volume, number of average daily contacts with customer service. So daily, let's see, 30,000. So the number of agents they have working at customer. So this is from Q1 of 2015 to August 2015. So you can see they've increased the number of customer service agents by 41%. Let's see what else. Percentage of contact volume at strategic partners. Not sure what that is. Okay, so voice assistance. So average speed of getting answered when you call coach relations or customer support. Calls that they answered in less than a minute were 40% in Q1. Now they're up to 54% of calls. So they've increased by 35%. On the chat, calls that are less than a minute. It was 46% in Q1. Now they're up to 66%. So they've increased 43%. Email response time was 21 hours in Q1. The average response time is 11 hours in August. That's a 48% increase. Customer satisfaction went from 73 up to 76. Increase of 300 basis points. Customer dissatisfaction, 11% down to 9%. Shakeology retention from 29 up to 32%. So, what they stressed was, number one, they're going in the right direction, but number two, they're nowhere near where they want to be, but they're going in the right direction and they're busting their ass to do everything they possibly can to make these numbers go up every single month, every single quarter. So this is just a little like package they gave us. They gave us like a water bottle. They gave us a Hammer and Chisel sneak peek workout. What's so funny?
Dad keeps telling me to stop playing with my hair.
Shoot, my battery's gonna die. Is Chris around? I need my charger. All right, so here's the Hammer and Chisel base kit. 12 workouts on 6 DVDs. They're going to be 30 to 40 minutes. You get the portion control containers, 7 color containers. Let's see, 3 tools to help you start sculpting out. So you get a program and nutrition guide. You get a quick start guide. You get the 60-day workout calendar, plus 3 free bonuses, 10-minute ab hammer workout, and a 10-minute ab chisel. So one from Autumn, one for Sagi, 24/7 online support. And then you get a network exclusive. So if they order, thanks, Chris. So if you order from a coach, you get the Masters Cardio. So that's kind of exclusive just from ordering from a coach. Okay, so launch. So it launches on Tuesday, December 1st. It's going to be a 1-week Team Beachbody exclusive. So if that first week of December, you can only order it from a Beachbody coach. And the base kit's going to be $90. The deluxe kit, which I believe comes with a medicine ball, is going to be $180. And then on promotion in December, the challenge pack is going to be $160. I'm assuming that probably the regular price will be $180. And then the performance pack is going to be $160 as well in December. So we kind of already know what the December promotions are going to be.
Pat, does the performance pack come with the pre and post? Is that what's included in it?
I don't remember seeing a photo about the promotion pack. Do you, Amy?
What's that?
Is the performance pack, like the performance challenge pack with Hammer and Chisel, does that include pre and post workout? Or do you know what performance line it includes?
I thought it was the before and after.
So yes, pre and post.
Whatever it is in the other packs, probably.
Okay, so energize and recover.
I thought that was a really good price for $160 at the challenge pack.
Yeah.
For the sale, and then it'll go up to $180. But
process. Okay, so we're all trying to develop into stronger leaders, and that's an exciting thing to do. It comes with challenges, obviously, but they're worth it. And then we're also trying to help our coaches develop into leaders too. So here's kind of a process for being a leader. Number one, go to work on your head. We keep talking about that. That's, to me, my number one vital behavior, personal development. Go to work on your head every day. If you're not taking care of that space between your ears, everything external is not going to work as well. Number two, you got to lead yourself. So you got to show up. So take care of that space between your ears, and then lead yourself by doing those vital behaviors every day. Show up every day. And then lead one other person. So to be a leader, it starts with you, but then you start to lead one other person, whether that's someone in your free group in a 5-day challenge, or maybe someone in your challenge group. Starts with one, and then maybe one coach. And then number 4, lead a small group of people. And then what happens when you start to lead that small group of people, some of them are inevitably going to start to want to take on a leadership role as well. And then all of a sudden you got this movement on your hands, and you got this really cool team that are all kind of moving towards the same thing. But again, number 1 starts with taking care of that space between your head, and you got to do that. It's a daily thing. All these top coaches and a lot of the guest speakers that came in, that's one thing they stressed was when you become successful, it's not like everything falls into place. A lot of these coaches, they said they thought when they got the 15-star diamond, everything would just fall into place and they could just coast. But when you get up there, it's even more important to really do that personal development and take care of that space between your ears. The biggest difference between top performers versus average performers is a sense of purpose. It's not what we sell, it's what we stand for. So that's something that they talked a lot about. And I have 2 really good videos I want to show you guys that talk about that. Here's a couple stats on fulfillment improvements. So number of orders shipped per day in the first quarter was 30,000 orders per day. And in August, 33,000 orders per day. Warehouse QA inspection. So percentage of orders that are manually inspected before they ship. So they were manually inspecting. So this is literally a manual process where once an order comes in, there's a guy in the warehouse that runs down the aisle. He's like, we need a 21-day fix. He grabs it, goes back, throws it in the box. I need a vanilla Shakeology. He grabs it, puts it in the box. And then there's also a Q&A checkpoint inspection. And Q1 was 10% of the orders were inspected. Now it's 20%, and they're going to continue to increase that. This one kind of blew me away. Fulfillment accuracy, because you hear this all the time from coaches and customers. They're my order was there was a mix up in my order. They sent me the wrong Shakeology or the wrong this or the wrong that. In Q1, 98.6% of orders were 100% accurate. And now in August, 98.8% of orders were accurate. And that seems like such a huge, like that's such a great number to me. It's like, wow, 99% of all orders are accurate, but yet you still hear coaches and customers sometimes complain about an order being wrong. And what you got to understand is the volume at which their orders are being placed. So if there's 33,000 orders a day, and 1% of them are have an issue, that's still quite a few orders because of the volume. But, like Carl said the same thing about this. He said 98.8% is good and we're moving in the right direction, but we know we still have work to do and we are going to get there. And we're not going to stop until we do, and we're busting our butt to do it. Time in transit. So percentage of orders delivered by the 6th business day, 98.9 in Q1, up to 99.3 in August. So again, moving in the right direction, but still they know they want to be better. Here's some of the top men in the Beachbody world at one of the workouts. I think this was after Autumn, the 21-day fix extreme workout. She kicked her butt. Also, then we did like a team building, which I thought was like one of the highlights of the week. They brought us all to the beach, and they had 10 different stations, 10 different little challenges that you had to perform as a team. And they didn't tell you what the challenges were until you got there, and then you had to quickly brainstorm, come up with a plan to attack, and then really work together and communicate to make it happen. And I think there was like 14 teams, and I think my team came in second. I
think my team came in last.
So we won these cool boogie boards, but we had a lot of fun. This was my team. I was the only guy on the team, obviously. That's how it is sometimes. But we had a blast, like really working together. It was fun because it was a lot of obviously all top coaches, and they all had very positive attitudes. They all loved working in a team. They were all really good at communicating. A lot of former athletes, because there was a lot of very taxing stations we went to. It was just a lot of fun working with people that really kind of were on the same page. There's the boogie boards. We won those boogie boards. So I'm going to be bringing that back to Delray Beach, hitting the waves with that thing. They gave us some champagne at the end to kind of shoot off. That's me taking the champagne and celebrating the victory on the beach. This was one of the coaches I was on the team with. So that's on the left is Jericho. She's one of the newest Beachbody trainers. And so her and Joel, who's the guy just to the right of Sarah. So Joel and Jericho are probably going to be coming out with a workout program that's going to come out in next summer. So we got Hammer and Chisel in December, then Tony Horton's new workout, which is a 22-minute core, Marine core kind of thing. That comes out in March, I believe. And then Jericho and Joel's workout is going to come out in June, I think, something like that. And that's going to be kind of like an MMA type workout. And then you got Autumn and Sagi in the photo as well. Here's another one. So one of the challenges we had in the team.
That one was so hard.
We had to have one person had to be in the raft, and you had to drag them way out into the water around this buoy. And then you had to pull them back around the buoy, back onto shore, and go past that flag. That was a lot of fun. That was probably the hardest one.
Yeah, we were dying after that.
This was one of the challenges.
I love that one.
They had this thing. You can kind of see you're on this little circle, and this thing they had on the right, you can see it's kind of the black and yellow striped thing would come around. You had to duck, and then the one on the left was low, and you had to jump. So you can see I don't think I quite made the jump on this one. I think it took me out at the legs. That was a pretty fun one.
Yeah, that thing was scary. It whipped really fast.
Yeah, that was a blast. There's, again, popping some champagne after the victory. Okay, so here, I think Amy talked about this. So this is Danielle Natoni, I believe her name is. She's a 9-star diamond, and this is her 10-second tip to success as a Beachbody coach.
Really want to elevate forward and move forward. Keep it simple. Hit Success Club. Sign coaches. Teach those coaches how to hit Success Club. It seriously can be that easy.
So that was Amy. What Amy was talking about. Keep it simple. And then the other lady there, Julie Voris, she's a 15-star diamond. She talked about comparing yourself to others, which I know a lot of us do from time to time. And so let's just hear what she said quick here.
And this room is a dangerous place for me. And I am here to tell you that it's the wrong train going down the wrong track. That is energy in the wrong space. Comparing ourselves to someone else will never elevate us. It will never keep us relevant. It will never move us forward. You got to put your blinders on. You have to go back to that purpose that you decided. You have to check in with your success partner, and you have to have given them permission to tell you to shut that down. You have to go back to the 3 vital behaviors, and you have to give the energy to the people who deserve it. That's your team. That's where your energy should go.
Your team and your prospects and your customers. That's where your energy should go there, not comparing yourself to others. Okay, so I wanted to show, let's see if I can find it here. So here's, I don't know, some of you guys probably already saw this.
Wait, do you have the blooper one, Pat?
Yeah, I was gonna, oh, here it is.
It's so funny. I think I shared it too. But.
So the Hammer and Chisel, again, it comes out on December 1st. And this is kind of like a blooper reel. This is the very first time that Beachbody's combined 2 celebrity trainers together to create one program.
Do what? The pretty one. That's easy. What? Coming down smart, sneak peek.
You need to do that.
Stop again. Teenage.
And smile. You just smile. Put these away. Say 9 days. And then I'll go 9. And then we'll head 9. What's it called?
Press, jerk.
Jerk press?
Jerk press. Whatever you want to be that day. What are you doing? Jerking? Yeah. She jerked up. Great.
Jerked up great.
Hammer and total body chizzy. That's what happened. We were so cool. Nice job.
Thank you.
I'll work out. What? I loved it. My pants were coming down, which is why I stopped.
That's what she said.
Alright, guys.
Get enough foot?
We will see you guys in Bod tomorrow.
Later.
Good.
We good.
Come sit out.
We ready.
Oh, God.
And then here's like the actual promo. If you guys, this is 60 seconds.
To create
It's
a
on YouTube.
masterpiece, you need the proven expertise and the proper tools. The hammer and the chisel, together in the hands of a master, can create a work of art to be remembered for the ages. Strength, definition, unquestionable power. The masterpieces of today are not all forged in stone. They're also forged in flesh by pushing iron with sweat and grit and the techniques and precision of experience for the very first time. The secrets, the precise strategies of these masters are yours to create your own masterpiece. 2 trainers collaborating for the first time to give you the ultimate physique. Sagi Kalev and Autumn Calabrese, the masters. Hammer, chisel.
Pat, I have Melanie's full speech on my phone. I can play if.
I actually have it. I was going to play just the last 3 minutes, I think, and then I was going to play. So, like, to kind of, like, wrap up on Saturday, they had Melanie Mitchell, the top coach, came out and spoke. And honestly, like, I was completely blown away with, like, what she said, because I kind of always, like, looked at her as, like, this robotic, like, this robot, right? And I thought her message was really good. So
yeah, that was awesome.
I just wanted to play just the last like 3 minutes of it.
Looks like a robot there.
Say my team is the most important thing because their success is the future of this company. You know, and you have to remember the little things. It's so easy to get caught up in all the hoopla and all the recognition and all the rank. But you have to remember, when you're talking to somebody, there is a human being, a flesh and blood on the other side of that computer screen. There is somebody that needs what you have to say. And as you get frustrated, I want you to remember that. I'll tell you a story about a coach of mine. I went to the Success Club trip 2 years ago, and it was the cruise. And I had a lot of my newer coaches on this trip for the very first time. And so I spent a couple of nights just going to dinner with different people. And the last night we were there, we sat down. And so I went around the table and I said, all right, you guys don't know each other, so let's like break the ice and let's all introduce each other and let's say how you found me and what you love about Beachbody. And my one coach, Jamie, she said to me, well, you know, I met you through a friend of a friend. And I had no idea what I was doing. I signed up, I did Les Mills Pump, and you were the first person that ever noticed me. You were the first person that ever paid attention to me. You were the first person that ever believed in me. And when I was struggling, you didn't just push me by the wayside. You are the reason that I'm here today. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. Because I was at a very bad spot in my life personally. And I was going to take my life. And I just like took my breath away and I just thought to myself, wow, I matter to these people. I matter to everybody that I'm working with. They're real people. And so as you start to get caught up, you feel yourself starting to get tugged into my rank and recognition and whether or not you're in the Millionaires Club and whether or not you're in the top 10. I want you to remember that at the end of the day, when you leave this world, when your day comes, nobody cares what rank you are in a company, what you recognize, how many things you have in your house, the fancy cars that you drive. The thing that people will remember is the way you make them feel. And how do you want to be remembered? I know for me, I want my kids to be proud of their mom. I want my husband to be proud of me. And I want him to be by my side. And it does not matter. I will do whatever is right. Because at the end of the day, I know that what we are doing here is so much bigger. We have the ability to truly go out there and transform so many people's lives. So take this information that you've been given, create a vision, a passion, find your passion and a purpose. Guys, let's go out there and rock this thing. Thanks, everybody.
And then right after she went, and then I just want to find Carl's here. So I just want to play the last 3 minutes of Carl's.
$10 billion.
So Carl, like first, like at the beginning, he had like this huge picture with all these quotes from things like his doubters, you know, from way back before he even started his own company. All these things that people said to him, doubting everything he did. And at the end of the day, he did them all. He didn't listen to those doubters. He just kept moving forward because his mission, his purpose, his passion was strong enough to not be swayed by those doubters. And then the next slide was, okay, now there's still some lingering questions. You know, he talked about the fact that Beachbody last year for the very first time hit 1 billion in sales. You know, and he said that's great, but to me that's nothing. That's nothing compared to where I want to go with this. We haven't even put a dent in the trend of obesity. You know, he said, and the question was, can we hit 10 billion? And he said, heck yeah, we can. And we're going to go buy that. But first we got to hit 2 billion and then 5 and then 8. At 10 billion, we're going to hit that. And the next question was, can we end the trend of obesity?
Sales, and well beyond that as we expand internationally. Can we end the trend of obesity? to apply. 11 weeks left in the year. You're going to be talking to people who are going to say no to you. They could lose 33 pounds. If they do something who's got 100 pounds to lose, if they really go for it with your help, they can lose 33 pounds before the end of the year. What happens to their relationship with the world when that happens? Can we help people get along better, resolve conflict, and be more considerate and compassionate? That's a question. You really ask yourself that. What is this about? You're going to create wealth. You're going to create some health. I think you're going to create better relationships, but we're going to have to be the ones that do that personal development. Who says we can't do that? I don't say we can't do that. Some people in here, all those questions go, there's a lot of work to do. And I'm going to do that work. When I leave here, I get right to work. Yeah, Sunday, tomorrow, I get right to work. That's what I do. I read a back of a t-shirt. I took my son to Disneyland as a little surprise the other day. There was this guy in a long line. There was this guy in front of me with this quote on his back. It said, "It's kind of fun to do the impossible." I think that's what Team Beachbody and Beachbody do together. We do the impossible. We deliver results in a society and a culture that accepts too much empty promises in their messaging, in their advertising, and in what they do in terms of creating value. Not us. We deliver results. That's what leadership is. Your job today, when you leave here, is first off to have fun at the Arabian Party. But then I need you to deliver results. And when you feel it inside, when you start to feel the questions of, wow, October is tough. November is tough. Fall Classic, do I really want to put a team together? You know, when we had the last winners of the Cup from Canada up to the office the other day, you look at, wow, Canada keeps winning this thing. What are they doing? They're teaming up together, and they keep getting their names on the cup. First off, it looks like the Stanley Cup, so of course they But second off, they're doing something.
That's a good point. So in November, they're going to do the Fall Classic, right? It's in November, right, Amy? Yeah, November.
Yeah.
So, like, the Team Cup, you team up with a team of 5 coaches, and you work together and motivate each other and support each other to help each other push for Success Club points and help people. And then there's prizes based on how well your team does for collecting Success Club points. In November, they're doing something very similar, except instead of a team of 5, it's just a team of 3, and it's called the Fall Classic. They did it last year. Last fall, it was a teams of 2. This year, it's teams of 3. They thought 3 would be better than 2. So whatever you got to do, make sure you get on a team for November, teams of 3, and then you can support each other and push each other during November and earn those prizes. And one thing Carl talked a lot about that we didn't really touch on was October and November and December are historically very tough months for our business because people are not really concerned about the fitness and nutrition. The weather's starting to get colder. The bathing suits are going in the closet, and they got the holidays coming around, and they're not too concerned with the health and the fitness side of things. But there's still people that are, if you make it fun for them, and January is always huge. That last 5 days of the year, right after Christmas, is when everyone's had all that holiday food. They're ready to make a change. They're ready to hit those New Year's resolutions. And the coaches that plant the seeds the next 3 months are the coaches that people are going to come to when the holidays start to slow down and they're ready to make those New Year's resolutions. So important to start planting those seeds right now so that people come to you when that time rolls around.
That is teamwork. They're working together, and they are leading. They're not accepting it when people say, I'm not interested. They're keep going. That's going to be your job. And I hope when you leave here, the lingering questions of, can the company do it? And can I do it? And can I hold my diamonds together? And can I get this new person to emerald? And can I quiet this negative person down? And can I stay up a little bit later and watch a little bit less TV? And can I do my workouts? And can I drink this shake? I hope the answer is a resounding yes, and you fight for that yes every single day. I'm fighting for that yes for you, I'm fighting for myself and my family, and for the people that work their ass off back here. We're doing this together. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. You can do it. You're leaders. Let's do it.
Boom. All right. Well, it's already 3 past. So I hope you guys got a lot out of that. I hope you guys took notes. We'll save the questions. Actually, I can stick around for a couple minutes for those that had questions about any of that stuff. For the rest of you guys, I know you guys, I don't want to take more than an hour of your time. So thank you for getting on. Have a good rest of your night. I'll see you guys in the Facebook group. I know that I have more stuff I'm going to share from leadership in the group. So keep an eye out for that. Any other announcements for October? Oh, I got an announcement.
Super Saturday.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I think I had a challenge for Team Boom collectively as a team to help 1,000 people this month commit to a challenge pack and a challenge group. And I think we're around 200 right now. I'm going to donate $1 to breast cancer awareness for every person that we do help this month. So right now it's up to 200. I want to get that to 1,000. So, we're halfway through the month, and we've had months where we've helped 1,000 people commit to a challenge pack. So I know we can do it. The other thing is Super Saturday is this Saturday. And there's this thing with, I always talk about consistency. And I think the thing that separates a coach that's consistent from the ones that aren't is this belief that it's inevitable they're going to find the right people that they want to work with that are going to develop into leaders and run with them in this thing. And over here, there's a lot of coaches that kind of feel like they hope that's going to work out for them. They're doing everything they can, and they're like, I really hope this works out. I hope I find a couple people that want to do this with me and develop into leaders. And then there's coaches that are on this side that know in their gut, without a doubt, that it is 110% inevitable that if they stay consistent with us long enough, they're going to find those 2 or 3 good people that want to do this with them. It's just a matter of time. And I started over here, and one of the things that really helped me make that shift to this side was surrounding myself with people that were already there. And that's why getting to Super Saturday is so important. Surrounding yourself with a bunch of coaches that you live near that are already on this side of the pendulum, that already have that unwavering belief that they're not going anywhere. They're going to show up every day no matter what, whether they feel like it or not. That, me getting to those events, I know, and a lot of these other leaders, them getting to events, surrounding themselves with coaches outside of Team Boom in their local community had such a huge impact on my belief. And once I had that belief and surrounded myself with people like that, I didn't even have to worry about being consistent. I just was. So make sure you get to a Super Saturday event. I posted in the Team Boom coaches group. I posted in the Boom fam a link that shows you how to find the closest event to you. So figure out where it is and get there. Cool? All right. I'm going to stick around for a couple minutes. Everyone else that has to take off, thank you for getting on. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm going to be posting some more stuff from the group. And anyone that has questions, I'm here for you. What do you guys got?
Dave was just wondering about the compliance stuff. What did you want to ask?
I don't know.
Sorry, what was that?
All the compliance stuff they talked about at leadership.
There was a few things. I can't remember now.
Oh yeah, I posted a bunch of things about it, but
oh yeah,
you can't just say Beachbody bought me this car, thanks Beachbody, or Beachbody paid my rent, thanks Beachbody. You have to put the disclaimer on.
Well, you
can
still,
that.
You can still say that though, right? But you just have to put the.
Yeah, you can still say it. The only difference in one of the posts was somebody posted bought this house in cash, thanks Beachbody. And you can say that, but you have to have the disclaimer on it.
Beachbody does not guarantee any level of income. It's
You just have to I just typed it in the chat.
Okay.
Now, do you have to do that for I don't know, a coach group?
I think it's just if you mention income.
Right? Yeah, it's just if you mention specifically your income. And another big no-no was never post a screenshot of your online office commission or income in there.
I've seen the top coaches.
You can't do that.
Okay, I don't usually do that, anyways.
I actually got. Let's see. I got a little something here.
What was the other one, Amy? It was something about buying presents.
Oh, gifts for coaches, right?
You guys froze for a second on me. What'd
Oh,
you
I
say?
said it was something about like buying presents for your coaches.
Oh, yeah. It was
It was
something
the
like,
wording that was wrong, right? Like the wording and not the gift.
yeah, it was something like if you make me a star diamond by November 19th, like I'll buy you a necklace or something. And you have to say like, if you can achieve diamond, like you achieve diamond, like, and hold your rank, like that. I mean, they did use a different example. They were like, then I'll buy you a personal development blah, blah.
But Amy, like, so you know how Michelle bought Alyssa, what is that? What kind
A
of
purse.
fancy purse is that
A
that
Michael
these guys
Kors
get?
purse.
That,
Yeah, I got her a Michael Kors
Okay.
bag for getting the 2-star. That was my 2-star gift to her. But I didn't say like
yeah, it must be
how
weird.
she got me to 2-star. I bought her that gift. It was just like I got it to her for her achieving that rank. I don't know if we're frozen or if you're frozen.
I don't know.
Am I frozen?
You're not frozen. You're not frozen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, here's the compliance top 7 tips. Let me move this out of the way. So let's see. You are an ambassador of Beachbody. Where is this? Okay, number 1. So income claims. You can't, let's see, it's not a get rich quick scheme. So whenever you're like sharing about like income or something, you have to say Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income from Team Beachbody coach opportunity. Each coach's income depends on his or her own effort, diligence, and skill. See our statement of independent coach earnings located in the coach online office. And then there's a couple examples here. So instead of saying, so this is a no, paid in cash for this baby, thanks Beachbody. This one says, paid for our new vacation home, thanks Beachbody. Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income from the Team Beachbody coach opportunity. So you just got to add that little extra thing. Okay, so only share your personal results or the success stories provided by Beachbody. So your own results or the ones provided by Beachbody. Always make sure that you can support and prove what you're saying. So you can't say Shakeology cured my blindness. And you can't say that T25 helped me lose 25 pounds in 5 days.
Hey, Pat.
Yeah.
Wait, so can you go back to that slide real quick? What were you saying? So, like, can I not say that, because, like, Pio cured my back pain, so can I not say that?
It said, let's see, only share your personal results or your success. I would say, like,
You have to be able to support and prove it. Like, you can't really say, like, Shakeology cured, like, my, I don't know, like, some disease you had or whatever.
You could say that it, like, aided your...
Yeah, you can say it helped. Like, you can't say that, like, Pio actually cured your back problems.
Okay. Even though I think it did, just don't say it. All right. Thanks, Pat.
yeah. What's wrong with this? When you're discussing or featuring our products, you must always include our provided disclaimer and notice, such as FDA disclaimer. These statements have not been evaluated by Food or Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure or prevent any disease. If you aren't sure, just email compliance@teambeachbody.com before you post.
So does that mean every time you share like a picture of Shakeology, you've got to put that disclaimer there?
No, you don't have to every time. Just like when you're sharing like what it's done for you. You know,
okay.
like when, yeah. I think you just have to add that extra stuff. But not if you're just like posting a Shakeology recipe. Here's like bonus pool and incentives. Like anyone who joins my team this month will get a trip to Hawaii. You can't do that, but you can say anyone who purchases a challenge pack in the month of November will receive a $25 gift card to Lululemon. So,
I mean, obviously those are two very, like a Hawaii trip and a gift card are different, but what is like the big the big difference. Like I did a thing with my coaches on like, if you rank advance and you build your business and stuff, that they would be able to go on a trip with me on the cruise.
I think there's it's up to $5,000. Let's see. Team Beachbody coaches may offer incentives to their team. However, cash incentives in any amount are not permitted. So you can't just give people cash or any other incentive, gift, or promotion focused on the recruitment or enrollment of a certain coach. Team Beachbody coaches may offer their team a chance to participate in a business challenge where a bonus pool is offered. So like Dash to Diamond, but the value of the pool can't exceed $5,000, and all money paid into the pool must be paid out with no amount remaining retained by the hosting coach. So I mean, like I do that sometimes. I'll say like, if someone's buying a challenge pack from me and like the only thing that's holding them back is the price, I'll say something like, like my commission on this thing is like $50 and I'll give you like a $50 gift card to Amazon, if that's the only thing holding you back. Because honestly, I could care less about that person's $50. I'd rather them just get into the group, have a great experience with it, and then maybe they'll decide they want to join me as a coach. I'm less concerned with the $50. If that's, $50, that extra $50 is going to keep them from actually joining my challenge group, then I don't want the $50. I want them to be in my challenge group. Let's see. No. If you keep your diamond, you can't say to people, if you keep your diamond rank, I can earn my star bonus, so I'll reward you with a diamond necklace from Tiffany. But you can say a mass thing and say like, any of my personally sponsored coaches who are a paid diamond rank as of December 31st will receive a personal development book of their choice. When promoting Beachbody or the business opportunity through any form of social media, you must identify yourself as an independent Beachbody coach. I don't know what this stuff's all about. Let's see. If you have a concern with any other coach's conduct, we encourage you to reach out directly to respectfully discuss your concern. If you still cannot resolve the concern or issue, then you can contact compliance. You can only pay for your own products through your own account. Using your credit card or otherwise making purchases for any other coaches or customers is called bonus buying and is strictly prohibited. So you can't be like, oh, like my personally sponsored coach that is going inactive, I need them to be active to keep my diamond rank. You can't like use your credit card to keep that person active. Like they have to pay for their own product. Be professional, positive, and respectful. Okay. Look for opportunities to problem solve together rather than accuse someone else of wrongdoing. Your passion to help others improve and lead a healthy, more fulfilling life can be rewarding so many levels. We need your help. You are the eyes and ears in the field, and we all need to work together to protect the compliance and integrity of Team Beachbody. So if you see like coaches on Team Boom or coaches on other teams that are like making promises that without saying like those little disclaimers, then you just gotta, we're kind of, policing ourselves as coaches. So when you see other coaches doing that, you can just message them and let them know that they should probably add something to that, so that us as a team, as Team Beachbody in general, we don't all get in trouble because of a few people that were promising like the world, that. So I guess we're kind of like, they just want us to make sure we're kind of watching each other too. But, cool. Any questions about that?
Hey, Pat.
Yeah.
But the U+2 still applies, right? Like I bought something today on my mom's account.
Yeah, you can, U+2, so you can pay for yourself and then 2 coaches that are, as long as they're in your like immediate family.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Anybody else have questions? Nada? No questions? All right, cool. All right, guys, I'm going to post a recording. I got some more stuff I'll be posting that I got from the retreat that I couldn't share. I think Amy does too. Yeah, hope you guys got a lot out of this. Go protect that space between your ears. All right, later, guys.